Hello folks, I'd like to introduce you to a new friend of mine. His first name's Kelly, his last name's Kettle. It's the Kelly Kettle. Now if you're not familiar with the Kelly Kettle, I'll tell you a little bit about it. Perhaps you like camping or cooking outside over an open fire. We know cooking isn't that big of a deal. You can cook a meal in 5 or 10 minutes. The issue is boiling water. Boiling water over an open fire can take anywhere from 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or even more, and use a lot of wood. Well, the Kelly Kettle is based upon the principle of the hobo stove, perhaps you've heard of that, or the rocket stove. The hobo stove was just a piece of pipe rounded off, and you had to use a lot less fuel to get a good fire going. And the rocket stove is the same principle. It's even more proficient, but the rocket stove is generally made out of pretty heavy-duty steel, so it's heavy to carry. So generally for camping or hiking or canoeing, you're not going to want it. Well, that's what the Kelly Kettle is for. It's made out of stainless steel. And what it does, it takes a small amount of wood to get up to a half a gallon of water boiling in around 5 minutes, and you can cook your meals on it. So for instance, I have a dry piece of pine about this size. Now for a normal fire to cook over, you're going to use what? 6, 8, 10 of these to get a meal done, and maybe more depending on the setup of your fire pit. Well, I took this size log right here, a dry piece of pine, took my little camp knife here, and I split it up into this pile that you see right here. I am going to be able to boil almost a half gallon of water, cook a small meal on that one piece of wood, and not need to have any more wood. Now, you may notice I'm in my garage, which isn't the right place to use a Kelly Kettle. I'm going to, however, open all the windows and doors in my big garage door, and worst case scenario, I'm ready. And I'm going to get a fire going. So what you do is you first start with small amounts of kindling, and they go in the fire pit on the bottom, the chamber, okay? Now you see the hole, you'll be able to feed it there. And what happens is you want wind coming in there, because then it pushes the flame up through the chimney in the center, okay? The water is in a chamber around the center, so the fire literally comes up through the center of the water, heating it up evenly. And believe me, if you have a good breeze going, this thing is going to shoot flames out pretty high, and they're going to be really hot on a very little bit of wood. So when you're out camping, you literally need a handful of twigs, small twigs, pine needles. People will drop pine cones down here, and it'll be enough to get your fire going. Then you just need some nice pieces of little tiny kindling here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, put the kindling in the bottom. I'm going to start the fire. When the fire starts, I'm going to start a timer and see how long it takes to get this water boiling. I'll put you on hold here when I get my fire going. Once it's going, I'll start you back up. See you in a second here. All right, so we got a fire going. As you can see, I got the windows and doors open. We got a nice cross breeze going. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit more to the chimney. We have the timer going. We're at 30 seconds. And we'll see how it goes. And yes, I cheated and used the torch to start the fire because I'm not really camping. All right, we will be back when we hear the water bubbling. And actually, I believe this one has a whistle on it to tell you when your water's boiling. So we'll see you. All right, so we're at about 2 minutes. We have flames coming out the top. I'm just taking a few little small pieces here and there and adding some fuel, but I got plenty of fuel in there right now, so we're gonna let that continue to go. So as you can see, we have good ventilation in here. All right. Not a good idea, I don't think. Oh, hey, it's boiling. Let's go see. Four minutes and 30 seconds, and our water's boiling. We're gonna put this flame out because not a good idea to have this much smoke in your house. See you in a minute. All right, so there you have it. 4 minutes, we're boiling wood, or boiling water. Now look how much wood we have left. So we literally used a small fraction of this piece of wood to get almost a half a gallon of water boiling. Now, the Kelly Kettle comes with a lot of nice accessories. You can get different sizes. This is the biggest one they have, I believe. There's 3 different sizes. We used this one on our last canoe trip to the Boundary Waters, and this boiled enough water for everybody, all 6 people, to have coffee or soup or whatever it was. So it was a perfect size. It comes with a carrying bag. It comes with all the stuff that you just saw. Nice little handle. You put this on top, and then you can put your pan on top, and you can cook. There's a couple of different. You can buy their pans, or you don't have to. You can use your own gear on top of this. It'll work just fine. Now, I do have a new respect for my son who's a firefighter after having all that smoke in our garage. And yes, in your comments, you may call me an idiot. I'm okay, I have thick skin. It was fun, it was an adventure. We did, however, have 1/4-inch steel down below the Kelly Kettle, and we were safe, we were ready. So anyways, the Kelly Kettle is really a must for anyone who loves camping, cooking outside, whatever it may be. So what are we gonna do? You pull the chain, you hold the chain like this. Oh yeah. You have your camping instant coffee, which everyone loves. Put the stopper back in. You don't put this in very hard. You take your cup that you got last time you were at the Boundary Waters canoeing. Let's see. Oh yeah, Voyager Canoe Rentals. You got to check these guys out. Actually, Voyager Canoe Outfitters. If you want to go canoeing the backwaters and you've never done it before, this is a great place to start. And no, they're not paying me to plug their company. They were just a really professional crew. So, the Kelly Kettle. Great kit for your bug out kit, set for campers, for anybody that might enjoy cooking outside. And as you can see, you use very little fuel, and bon appetit and good camping. Oh, hot.